This is a massive development for the Los Angeles Dodgers in their pursuit of Brewers starting pitcher Freddy Peralta, as Katie Woo of The Athletic has just put out a brand new article talking about the Dodgers' pursuit and why they want him so badly. We talk about what she said and the likelihood of the Dodgers getting Peralta here in the next couple days, right here on Dodgers Digest. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in to today's show. We've got lots to discuss and break down on Brewers starting pitcher Freddy Peralta. He's been the talk of the town since the Kyle Tucker signing, as the Dodgers have gotten a closing pitcher. They now got the outfielder. Now they look to improve their starting pitching, which, yes, is already very good. But Katie Woo had some very interesting points that we talked about in yesterday's show, and I think need to be reiterated in the way the Dodgers are looking to pursue Freddy Peralta. So the official article comes just a little bit ago, saying after signing Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker, the Dodgers remain engaged on Freddy Peralta. Given their rotational injuries last season, securing another durable starter is certainly worth exploring. And that right there is the key insight that we've kind of been looking at, is that Freddy Peralta is a guy who is reliable. Freddy Peralta is a guy who has pitched in 100 innings or more over his past 3 seasons. And that's a big reason why the Dodgers are so interested in him, not just because of his capabilities on the mound and what he's able to produce, but also the fact that he will go out there, he will pitch for you, he'll be able to do the right things, and it's something that, well, is kind of getting a lost art in today's game. Before we get into the rest of the news today, this video is brought to you by Koshi. And if you download Koshi using the link in the description and use code DIGESTMLB, you're going to get $20 when you trade your first 100. Koshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, and pretty much everything. Now, whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere across the country, Koshi is now live in all 50 states. For sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. Obviously, Dodgers season not yet just started, but we can trade on anytime touchdowns in the upcoming NFC Championship game. The Los Angeles Rams, they're in there. You can trade on anytime touchdown for Puka Nacua or Kyron Williams. Of course, you can always trade on the NFC Championship winner itself. If you trade the Rams $100, we get you $239 back. It's genuinely the smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. Again, download Koshi using the link in the description, and don't forget to use this code DIGESTMLB for your $20 bonus. So Katie Woo obviously cited the injury concerns. Here kind of is a basic rendition of the article. Woo cites the rotation injuries Los Angeles dealt with last season as one reason why the club could be entertaining Peralta, but adds the Dodgers will only complete for a trade for him if they feel there is a real need. As things currently stand, the Dodgers are expected to enter the season with a top 4 that is made up of number 1 starters like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani, Blake Snell, and Tyler Glasnow. And if they're able to add Freddy Peralta, basically what the Dodgers just created is a bunch of number 1s from other teams joining their rotation. I mean, Shohei Ohtani was the number 1 for the Los Angeles Angels. Tyler Glasnow, you could argue he was the number 1 for the Tampa Bay Rays. Blake Snell, he was the number 1 for the Rays, the Padres, the Giants, whoever you put him with, he was the number 1. Obviously, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, number 1 over in Japan. It's the way that this goes. And now if they get Freddy Peralta, he would have been the number 1 pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, you mentioned the innings, and obviously that is something that is heavily hell-bent on. But one thing I think is lost in all this is Yoshinobu Yamamoto had a fantastic year last year, ending with the World Series MVP. But if you look at his stats comparative to Freddy Peralta, they're relatively similar. The WAR is better for Freddy. He obviously played more games and started more games, which means his inning pitched 176.2. That's, again, a big thing. You have a guy who has more innings pitched last year than any Dodgers pitcher had. And Yoshinobu is actually the only pitcher on this year's roster that pitched 100 innings on last year's roster. The win-loss is in Freddy Peralta's favor. The ERA, it's in favor of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. ERA plus with Yamamoto. 204 strikeouts is comparative to 201. K percentage is pretty similar. Walk percentage, pretty similar. Like everything on here looks relatively similar. And for how highly regarded Yoshinobu Yamamoto is across the MLB. Freddy Peralta, I don't want to say is being overlooked, but because of the contract year, that's why a trade could be very, very soon. Now, the Dodgers have a lot to like about Freddy Peralta, and it's not just that he can pitch for 100 innings in the season. It's not just that he can come out here, he can post, he can play. He can also add to this Dodgers starting rotation that was injured last year, and to some extent could have those worries for this season. When you talk about guys like Shohei Ohtani, who came on late, and the potential is there with how many injuries he's had in his pitching lessons, or pitching days, I guess you could say. You could worry about that. And you think about Roki Sasaki, and if he is the number 5 starter, how much do they trust that? Is it going to work out the same as last year when they tried to make him the number 1 starter? There's so many questions with the rotation that Peralta would be a lot of different things to add to the system. Now, according to the article as well here from Sleeper Dodgers, Wu adds that the Brewers would likely seek a major league ready replacement in any deal involving Peralta. Which that got me thinking, what exactly could be a trade or even trade targets that the Dodgers could send away? And so we went to the rotation first, and I thought, well, we're not going to trade Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, or Ohtani. I think we have that pretty clear. I doubt they'll trade Sasaki, and I doubt they'll trade Sheehan. Maybe they'd be willing to give up River Ryan or Gavin Stone. I think those are the only ones in the actual rotation that have even a slight chance of being traded. But I think the more likely options come when we go look at the depth chart for the bullpen. Because if they're looking for guys who can be starters, then there is a bunch of guys the Dodgers have in their bullpen that could be starters. Justin Robleski, for one, I think could be a very good starter for a couple of different guys. I know there's guys in here they would also like. Ben Casperis is somebody they might be interested in. Will Klein, Jack Dreyer, maybe. I think the ultimate option is probably going to be pairing up Robleski with maybe a Bobby Miller or getting a Gavin Stone or River Ryan. It's a lot of interesting situations and choices that the Dodgers would have to make, but I think the ultimate thing is this. Even if you were to give up, River Ryan or Gavin Stone, you would still have a rotation that could include 5 or 6 of the following with Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Ohtani, Roki Sasaki, Emmett Sheehan, and then at that point, Freddy Peralta. I love River Ryan. I love Gavin Stone. I don't know if they have Emmett Sheehan beat. Roki is obviously a guy the Dodgers want to try and keep pushing to a starter level, and you add in Freddy Peralta, may it be just for a season, would be worth it. I mean, his baseball savant speaks for itself. I really like his pitch mix, 4-seam change, curve, and slider, all kind of in different parts and different kind of movements, but they all come out of the arm the same, and that's something that is talked about a lot, and how pitchers can release the ball and make you feel as though that they're releasing the same pitch every time, same release point, same point of emphasis, and it's very nice the way that his arm angle works and the movement profile. It's all well and good, and I think in that situation, if it cost you over Ryan or a Gavin Stone, I don't know if it'd be that problematic. Now, of course, that would put the Dodgers into otherworldly territory with their lineup already being one of the best, or if not the best ever in Major League Baseball, in Major League Baseball history for that matter. They would have a rotation that would be right there with the best rotation in Major League Baseball history as well. Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani, Peralta, and then, of course, they ran 6-man starters last year. I think it'll probably be the same, so probably going to get the 6th slot and get a Roki or Emmett Sheehan in there just so that you don't have to have Shohei pitching on a regular basis. Plus, I mean, when you have a surplus of goods, may as well use them, right? And that's kind of what the Dodgers are getting to the point of. Now, before we go, I do have to ask you the question. We've gone through trade topics, and we've talked about trade ideas yesterday, and today went through a couple of different things the Dodgers could give up. What would you be willing to give up for Freddy Peralta? Maybe what I'm more asking is, what would a trade idea you have? What do you think would be a good trade for both sides? I saw some comments yesterday thinking that Alex Freeman will not be enough, or that you don't think that the trades that I had were good. Well, that's fine. I want to see your trades in the comments today. What would you be willing to give up for Freddy Peralta? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Realistically, what would the Dodgers have to give up for Freddy Peralta as well? I want to know your thoughts. To me, I think that if you give him Justin Robleski and a Gavin Stone or a River Ryan, I think one of those two, I think they'd be happy with it. It's just about would the Dodgers be willing to do that? I think they would, because the play they're getting back and the trust they have in Emmett Sheehan going forward, the trust they have in Roki Sasaki going forward. You can obviously then Gavin Centervine, whoever you don't trade, you could also put in the bullpen and fill that quote-unquote Robleski role. I think there's a lot of different options, and adding Freddy Peralta, I think, just makes you even better, and obviously it avoids any thought of injuries are going to derail your season as they tried to last year, but obviously the injuries did not succeed. That's what we got for you here today on the show. We do appreciate you watching. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Peace out.